This sunflower hasn't given up. I don't want you to give up. No matter what adversity you face in your life, I don't want you to give up. And I look at it like, well, if you don't give up, I won't give up.
We've got like a youth-led summit, and we're aiming to open the discussion for kids about mental health and suicide prevention and awareness, just so that they feel more comfortable talking about it to erase the stigma around mental health.
Today's talk was a focus on suicide prevention, but we went upstream and talked about reducing the stigma around mental health. And I think that's very important, and I'm very hopeful for this generation. They're very comfortable talking about it, where maybe my generation or my parents were not talking about mental health issues. I've got a lot of faith in this younger group that they say, you know, we're going to talk about this stuff, because not talking about it is not working.
It's all done by youth. I don't plan, Crossroads Health doesn't plan any of the process that happens today. They are the sole responsibility to pick out the speaker, what breakout sessions, and the adults don't run the breakout sessions, they run the breakout sessions. So it's truly a youth-led initiative. We really need to bring up the experts, and in this situation, the experts are the young people. They're the ones that live this world. They're the ones that are living it every day.
For me, especially when I came a few years ago, it was important to see that it was youth-led, because it showed me that, like, as students, we can make a difference, which was really cool to see.
And I think the peer-to-peer education that goes on is awesome, because those are the people that often see it. The psychiatrists, the psychologists, you got to make an appointment. They may not see it on a daily basis, but peer-to-peer around your friends and foes, they see it. And maybe they can report it or help you out. Every time you think you're alone, every time you think you're blazing this trail, I think I need to look down. There's footprints there. Someone's been there before you. And when you get comfortable, I want you to look back on that trail and help someone else who's behind you. Joe helped me. He'll never know how much he helped me, because all of a sudden I realized I'm standing in front of someone who's been down the same path I've been.
We've actually found the youth speaker through like a website, and we thought his story was interesting because I think it gave a lot of hope, and it showed that no matter what you go through, you're going to have tough times, and then you can get better and bounce back from it. And I think he really showed that through his speech.
The joy comes often after I speak. I'll get a response on Instagram or Facebook. Someone said, and here's how it always starts out. It goes, "Dear Mr. Gillen, I did not want to come to your talk." And I'm like, no kidding, I didn't want to give it. And then they go on and say, but, and then they tell me something. And the minute I expose myself and be vulnerable, they see this adult on stage being totally vulnerable, telling this really bad story, they feel like it's okay to be vulnerable themselves. And I think that's when we start really connecting on a more human level.
So we started off this morning, we had a keynote speaker, Dennis Gillen came from and talked about youth suicide and mental health promotion. And we transitioned over to the Paradigm Center. There we had breakout sessions and activity, and also had another kind of confessional that came from a student that was from Lake County and came and kind of told her story about the things that she dealt with as a young person, and how treatment and the work that she has done now to how successful she is. So I think the young people really related to her on that aspect. And then we'll finish off our day with 3 breakout sessions. One is going to be on the new waves of drug and alcohol use that is coming to youth, and they will again be presented by other young people. And then the other one's going to be youth helping youth. It's kind of keeping on that same vein of, you know, how can we help each other, supporting mental health promotion, suicide prevention, and those types of things. The last one is actually 2 of our seniors are going to be presenting to all the adults in the area that attended. For that reason is that way they can just start the dialogue between young people and adults, so that way we can say things like suicide and mental health and try and learn from each other and how we can support each other. The hope is that they're going to learn skills here. They're going to leave here with a set of skills that they can take back to their school, their home school, and hope is to bring them to the rest of the population within their schools. Talk about things like, well, we can support each other, asking if you're just okay, or can I help? So hopefully that message is also generated here, and those leaders take it back to their schools, and they can then spread it at those locations as well.
My favorite part about the Youth Summit is making a difference and showing kids that they have a voice.
The biggest thing is just really watching them respond to hearing these words and really connecting with not only the speaker, but looking at each other and saying, you know, really that we're here to support each other.